word of how you transition from Ireland camp and 7 days later you go to pummeling this lot. It must be tough in one sense.
Yeah, maybe a little. We were actually talking about it in camp, how it's weird going from playing together for 8 weeks and being good friends to, going to try kick lumps out of each other this Saturday. So, it's a little bit strange, but, we've been doing it for long enough now. So, we know what the gig is. But, listen, the last 8 weeks they were really good. And, last Saturday was a really good way to finish it off. And it's about coming back in here now, getting up to speed and, getting the calls again and the plays. And we trained earlier today, so that was really good to, get out there again and get playing together again as a team. Listen, we're looking forward to this Saturday. It's going to be a good one, and hopefully we can put in a big performance.
Just your own form and how Ireland camp went, and obviously a return from what was a pretty lengthy shoulder injury. How do you think it's going, and where are you at in your graph of form this season?
Maybe it's been a little bit up and down, obviously with the shoulder injury and stuff, and getting back there. And my first game back was Ulster, got through that okay. Then came up against a tough Munster team. Thankfully we got the win, and then it was into Ireland camp. So I've been going okay. I'm still every day working on core skills, trying to grow my rugby knowledge and things like that, and just trying to perform on big matches and big occasions. I think that's really important to perform on big days and do that consistently and back it up again. So for me, I've been just putting my head down, working at my game, trying to grow my rugby knowledge. I know that's all I can do, and then hopefully selection just takes care of itself.
Jordan, you played at full back and at wing. What do you think is your preference now?
To be honest, I don't really have a preference. Wherever the team needs me to play, that's where I'll play, and I'm happy to do it. And listen, I love playing fullback and on the wing, and for me, it's I don't have a favourite. So wherever I'm picked, I'll just do my best there. And even in training, like sometimes I'm jumping in and out on the wing and on the at fullback. So I'm getting the exposure there, and just still trying to learn.
And what was your formation in school?
Where did I play?
Yeah.
I was actually 13 in school, and I played a tiny bit of 10, but not much there, mainly 13.
You played fullback for Leinster. Have you been watching the ex-incumbent playing for the Western Force?
I have, yeah. Rob Carney talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
He's been going very well over there, hasn't he? He's got a nice tan on himself anyway.
I suppose building up to Munster now this weekend, you've had advantage over them in recent meetings, but I suppose it's fair to say that a final brings its own set of pressures and a different dynamic.
Yeah, definitely. And I think they've massive motivation going into this, for CJ and Billy Holland. And obviously they haven't won a final for a few years, so they'll be really gunning for us this weekend. But we'll be motivated as well. We'll want to win just as much as them. And we know we're going to get with Munster. They're always a physical team. I think their attack's really grown, and it's getting better. And having Joey back now as well, it'll only take that further. So Munster are a great team, very physical, good attack, good kicking game with Murray there. So it's going to be tough for us, but it's one we're really looking forward to.
A lot of questions were raised about the Ireland team during their campaign in Six Nations. Do you think that Saturday's display may now have answered those questions?
Yeah, I think a little bit. We know ourselves that there's more to work on, but throughout the campaign it was small margins, and us the final touches, we weren't putting them on, and I think against England, that came out, and it was a performance that we were proud of, and it was one we've been talking about for a while. We know what the team is capable of doing, and it was just a matter of putting it out onto the field. So it was a great way to finish off a good 8 weeks.
I know one of the themes from the last few weeks was the small margins. Johnny and Andy are always talking about it, but was there anything different that happened in the couple of days before the match where the squad spoke about how they have to edge those or ensure that the small margins go their way? Can you just tell me a bit about the build-up and maybe if there was a bit of desperation or pressure to produce that performance?
Yeah, I think the pressure, we put the pressure on ourselves. We know what the team is capable of, and we know we probably weren't really living up to that. And yeah, like the final, like there's small margins. I think Johnny mentioned it. Like Hugo Keenan's high ball he takes, if he doesn't get that, Elliot Daly marks it and kicks it down the field, and we don't score in the corner. So at the highest level, it's just those small margins, and yeah, like the pressure. There's always pressure. It's international rugby, but I think a lot of it we put on ourselves, and we knew that, and we kind of talked about during the week about just kind of not going into our shell and just backing our skill set and knowing that we can do it. So that was kind of the driving force through the week.
And just ask you about Keith Earl's try. I mean, there's some people saying that England should have seen it coming, because if they had watched the IRFU, the captain's run video, they would have seen it coming. Was there any slagging about that in the camp there? Because obviously, if he had got nailed there, somebody would have spotted that as well, that they knew he was coming.
Yeah, I actually only found that out after the match. Someone said it to me. But yeah, credit to Earlsy, I think, and Jack Conan, I think, to grab that ball and flick it down, and then Earlsy's timing off it, because it's an easy one to misjudge. Either you're too late or you're too early, and the gap closes. So, his timing was spot on, went through the gap, and then it was a class finish, stepping Johnny May and finishing in the corner. So that was a very good try.
I think you played 4 Pro 14 games this year, and you're going to parachute back into the reckoning after a while. What's it like in training? Is there lads that are out there trying to get you, or trying to put their hands up this week in training to show Leo, don't put this guy straight back in. I deserve a shot after all the work I did.
Yeah, well, we don't know the team yet, so spots are still up for selection. So I'm not really thinking about that. All I'm thinking about is training well this week, getting across my detail, watching the video, seeing how Munster are playing, and that's what I'm working on this week, and that's what I'm focusing on, and just training well and putting my hand up for selection, and everyone else is doing the same thing. It's a very competitive environment, and I think it's good that way.
How much do you look forward to these derby games with Munster? I mean, they're usually very tight games, and they must be great games to play in.
Yeah, massively. They're always enjoyable, and being that it's a final, it's even more special. I think as a rugby player, you want to win silverware, you want to win trophies, you want to perform on big days. So this Saturday is no different. Massive game coming up. So yeah, it's just really exciting. I think everyone gets a bit giddy when finals rugby is coming. It's something we talk about at the start of the year when we're doing our season plan, and we always want to be involved in these finals. So it's going to be hugely exciting.
And finally for me, a good win against England, but how frustrating is it for yourself coming on, I think it was the 77th minute, not much time to create an impression?
Yeah, no, credit to the lads, they put in a serious shift. They won the physical battle, they were knocking England backwards, and then those tries we scored off set piece and set plays, I think was really good. And obviously would have liked to get a little bit more game time, but that's the way it goes. And all I can do now is just get back to work and keep my head down and just keep working hard, and hopefully then the selection will take care of itself.